Is that? Did you clap? Did you initiate?
Okay. I'm trying something new. So, you remember at the end of the last episode, I was explaining to Sam my editing process. I was thinking about it. I think I can record the audio and the video through the same program. You and Belinda were just talking about nerdy accountant stuff, so I just was setting it up and tested it. I think it's working. So
Okay.
there's a chance it's not working, and then we're gonna have like an hour-long conversation, and it's not gonna record audio. So that's possible.
YOLO.
YOLO.
We'll try to speak and sign. All done.
Welcome, Couch
Welcome.
Beers Republic.
Another cast, another day in the life of Couch Beers. I know we promised you merch. That is coming. I'm currently
We didn't
with,
promise anything.
I
promised something.
I'm consulting with an artist, a local artist.
Whoa.
So I will try to get some stickers. Right now, because postage is so ridiculous, and we're covering that as an operating expense, we're going to sell these stickers for probably $3 a pop. They will be about the size of a telephone.
So like goes perfectly on the back of your phone.
I mean, it'll be shaped like I'm right now the preliminary. I'm gonna get 3 drawings: a Yeti, a Bigfoot, and a Sasquatch. So yeah,
Nice.
so you can whoever sells the most or whatever sticker we sell the most of, that'll be the winner of the local artist, I guess. Should I approach 3 different local artists and have them draw each one, or one artist draw all 3?
I think you'd
Be
want to
cheaper.
have one artist draw all 3, just because then they're kind of all in the same
Consistent,
style.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
if one artist is too artistic, maybe it's the Yeti and no one buys the Yeti and we lose money.
True.
I like that. Okay. Anyway, yeah.
Do I get them for free?
You get.
do I have to
you
pay
get,
$3?
You get like one of each.
Ooh.
Well, actually, you probably get 10 each because I'm going to order them in bulk. But
Nice.
you probably get 10 each so you can spread the word.
Okay.
Do you have the file for the Couch Beers logo of ours?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could send that to me, I could get stickers of that too.
Lit.
Not that everyone's going to put that on their damn car, but
I will. I'll put it on my work laptop. That definitely wouldn't be frowned upon.
yeah, we should do an updated one. How much did that cost? $15? $30?
No, I think it was like $30.
Might be worth it to
But
do
we
it
just-
round
so-
2.
So I don't know if we've ever explained this, but we went on Etsy, found an artist that we liked, and she made it for us. And it was like, she was like, "I'll make as many drafts as you want." First draft, we're like, "That's amazing."
Slam dunk, yeah.
Yeah.
We should maybe go back to her and just be like, "Hey, can you make a fun one?"
Yeah.
And we could make stickers and use the same logo. And
Yeah. I'll send you her Etsy page or whatever.
Tim, I'm not that desperate. Cool, yeah. But we'll get it going. And yes. Did you have anything you want to discuss or anything, or should we jump into my thing? Because I think we should unpack that a little bit.
What we were just discussing.
Yeah, because I think it's something to. I guess I want to know everything that you like, the reasons behind your decisions on everything. Not that mine are right and you're wrong and everything. It's mine. I'm curious because I would be super uncomfortable with it.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So let me know if I'm presenting like I did
Just
a little bit
previously?
ago. Yeah. So again, it's not even a hypothetical because it's not possible.
When
So-
did this happen to you? Was this
This
today?
happened about 40 minutes ago to me.
Okay.
So I had this, and it sprung into an idea that I'm like, I need to run this by Timothy.
So we're recording this on a weekday evening.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday.
You were on your way here. You said, "I'm starving."
I was
I'm
early. No, I was early, and I needed to kill time. So I said, "Why not? I'll eat."
So you went and got some tacos.
So I got a big ass burrito. I mean,
Ooh.
think of a Chipotle burrito, but like times 1.7.
Okay.
So it was big, right? It was a chicken one.
And
And then-
your thoughts on the burrito?
Too many beans and too many rice. It's like,
Okay.
just give me more of the meat. You know what I mean?
I'm a no beans guy. I love rice on my burrito, but you can leave the beans.
I mean, it's like if you're gonna make a giant burrito, at least fill it with stuff other than just rice and beans. Like,
Yeah.
so still very good, but
Okay.
just too much.
Good to know.
Too much of a good thing is too much, right? Like,
Yep.
so, so the scenario was I was eating this burrito, this giant burrito. Also, fun fact is I ate that thing so damn fast. This couple had just ordered their like quesadilla, and they
Mhm.
just like I got up to go put my tray away.
And they clapped.
No, I just overheard one gal, the gal was just like, "Did he finish that whole thing already?"
No way.
Yeah, like, and like, because I was like half out the door when, is it recording? It's not recording. Is it?
No, it's recording.
Okay.
I had to make sure.
And it was like I was 1 foot out the door when I heard, "Did he finish that thing?"
That's amazing.
And I'm just like, I was like, damn, it has been a while since I've eaten that fast, but I don't know. This week has been kind of weird. I'm going on vacation, so I've been eating weird this week. So
In high school, Wednesday nights, we would get burritos before going to our like Wednesday night like church group,
amen.
and we would try to eat them as fast as we could. Usually like 5 minutes was like as fast as you could eat a Chipotle burrito.
It had to have been like 6 minutes for this one. Like, I didn't waste any time.
That's insane.
Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. But
Love that.
anyway, so as I'm eating there, I hear the taco shop door open, and I see a man and like probably a 8 to 10-year-old kid, whatever. But the dude, he kind of looked like a younger version of my dad. And then this idea popped in my head, like, what if that was my dad and that was like 8 or 10-year-old me? And then I was just thinking like, okay, it's not a hypothetical, but then I'm like, okay, that's crazy. So then all these questions popped in, like, would I approach them and be like, "I'm you, little boy, but I'm 30 and bald and glasses." Or would I just like be like, "Oh my God," in shock? I think I would be in shock.
Is your dad bald? He is.
He
right?
is, yeah.
Was he bald then?
He was thinning.
Okay.
He probably held on to it a little longer than he should have, but quite honestly, if I'm
Yeah.
point blank talking about
Yeah. You've
but-
like as long as I've known you, you've been bald. Shaved your head.
No, I think you were living at the 1020 house when I had like that was the last 2 years there.
I think we should have pictures
There's
of like
photographic evidence
yeah.
of me with glasses and hair, and I'm pretty
no.
sure.
See, I think you got LASIK right before I met you. So
Okay.
did you have hair when you got LASIK?
Yeah. I don't know. It was
So you were going through a transformation. At that time.
that's an understatement there because it was. Let's circle back on this because
Okay.
I just want to make sure I want to stay focused
Yeah,
and give
sorry.
So I thought to myself, okay, if that is my dad and that is me in another time, right? So the
Mhm.
first question, would I approach and like make contact? I was like, if that was legitimately them, I'd like, hell no. I'd be terrified. Because then I'd just start really questioning like everything, right? Like, am I a time traveler? Are they time traveling? Then I started asking, like, is this taco shop, like, are they, when they open the door and walk in, am I going back in time, or are they going forward in time?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like the next layer. It's like, do these employees, when they leave the shop, are they going up into the future, or jumping into the past? Like, it depends
Or
on
maybe
how you want to look at it.
the entrance to the taco shop is like
The
a portal to
portal.
another dimension.
That could
And
be.
and no matter what alternate reality you're living in, you end up in the same dimension taco shop. So
Oh.
your dad and I was going to say your brother, your dad and you in their timeline go into the taco shop. Just happens to be the same time you go into the taco shop. So you go there. You end up in the same dimension that way.
So, but then, okay, I like that. I want you to tell me more about that in a second.
Okay.
Because what I'm trying to get at, or not get at, but what I'm trying to, like, what if at that point in time, like if I was that little kid, right? Or like, what if, I'm living my life.
Mm-hmm.
What if I really was in the presence of 30-year-old me, but I just didn't know it, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, am I like in an infinite loop? Like where do these worlds collide? What's happening? Like when we both leave the taco shop, again, am I like going back to 2023, or is this like, do they jump back to 1999? I don't know.
That's a great
It's
question.
like it's kind of like for me, if you had to, for me, I almost have to write it down, because then you have to like, you almost have to create rules or boundaries for this universe to see how it works, to understand it. Because if you're just talking about speculating, like, what is this? You'll never get anywhere.
Yeah.
So like for me, I the way I look at it is like, I need to create rules for this taco shop. Okay.
Let's say you're going back in time. They're in their timeline, and you're going back in time.
Okay. So that's a rule. I like that or it establishes a starting point.
Yeah.
So I'm going back in time when I enter the shop tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. And then, as you had already pointed out, the entrance to the shop is the portal time part.
Right.
So the employees are still living in the past.
It's only a portal for you.
Okay.
So
okay.
So you're the only one time traveling. Everyone else is living their life normally.
Okay.
It's like any other taco shop.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, I don't think I couldn't approach, even if I had confirmation it was my dad and me. I don't think I could make contact. I just think it'd be, I don't know, what would I say to someone that
Mm-hmm.
20 years ago, my dad, 20 years ago, me,
Mm-hmm.
having a father-son day in a taco shop. And now it's like 30-year-old me. Like, I just, like, I don't know. I'd have an existential crisis. I can't even say that right.
Existential.
That's the one. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, what about you? Like, in this scenario, what would you do? How would you feel? Like, I feel like no sane person would shrug their shoulder and be like, "That's kind of cool," and like walk away and get on with their life. I think they'd be like, "What?"
I think I would be an observer from afar. I wouldn't want to interact with them, but I would be very interested to observe them.
That's fair.
See what they're like, see what they're going through in the present time.
Can I ask a question then?
Sure.
So then the question remains, or for me would be, do you think deja vu is exclusive to people who slightly make contact, or what I want to say, a interaction, even if it's brief or minimal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, like, so I drop a fork, it'd cause a commotion, and then 10-year-old me looks at the commotion, and then it's just like brief eye contact, and then I leave. And then 20 years later, I have like a deja vu moment where it's like, I think I've been here before, because I have. Isn't that kind of twisted?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought of that. That's kind of crazy. Like, what if that is what deja vu is? Because not everyone experiences it. Most people have a very, like, a version of it, I would say,
Yeah.
right? But like,
Yeah, I definitely do.
because is it? It's a sense of familiarity, right? Technically,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's something. It like feels like it's something you've experienced before.
yeah, like you've either done or seen, or
Yeah.
not even seen, because you can see a movie. I think I saw this 20 years ago. Like, that's
Yeah.
not deja vu. That's just, it's almost like you lived
But it's
it.
the same feeling.
Yeah, it's like you lived it, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's an explanation for deja vu, right?
Yeah.
Like, you actually did experience it, but in like
Different reality.
different timeline too. Like,
Yeah.
20-year-old, the 30-year-old Zach sees 10-year-old Zach. 10-year-old Zach, no, 20 years later lives that.
See, but
That's freaking twisted. That's kind of weird.
When I get deja vu, it's not like that. Like it's not something I experienced. It's something visually I saw. Like it was like I remember seeing this bird dive bomb the exact same angle
Mm-hmm.
when I'm going down this exact same street, whatever. Like something like that. Like it's not like an experience. It's something I visually remember seeing.
So yeah, I've had it both ways. I've had it like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I've also had it where it's really creepy when you're like, I feel like I've done this before, and then it's like you see like there's a cue, and then you're almost like, okay, and if I'm right, that will do this, and then it's like, in my experience, I'm like, that'll happen, and then it never happens
Mm-hmm.
until I like get on with my life, and then that happens when I'm not paying attention, but I hear it or do, and I'm like, oh my god, like,
right.
so I'm like, I was right the whole time, but I don't know. So it's crazy. It's a very strange phenomenon.
It is.
Phenomenon.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same page as you were. Like I wouldn't want to interact with them.
Do you think?
But
Sorry, keep going.
you brought this up before we started recording, and Belinda said she would. Like she's not going to give young Belinda advice, but she's going to like want to talk to them.
So that was going to be my next question or point was going to be, do you think those people are like, they're just saying that to say that, or do you think like, because I'm just thinking like, that seems a little crazy.
I feel like I know Belinda pretty well. I think she actually meant it. Like I think she would. But every movie, that's what I said to her. I said every movie tells you not to interact with them because you could screw stuff up. Like
Yeah.
if you have even the slightest interaction with them, it's like the butterfly effect, right? Where you like will change drastically things that happen in your life.
Yeah, like the fabric of time starts collapsing on itself because it created a loop, right? Like, I don't know.
Like
that's
where you exist in this time in your reality will no longer be possible because you interacted with yourself.
yeah, you essentially
previously.
closed the loop kind of, or
Broke the loop.
broke the loop. There you go. Yeah, no, I think it's, I think time travel is a very, there's so many different angles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I always default to, well, if time travel exists, we're already like, it's already been done. Like we're living this, it's a loop.
It has already.
It's already happened, right?
It has already been done.
Haha, a bed.
No,
Oh,
like
what?
like the time dilation, like traveling through space. Like if you're traveling at very, very high speeds for an extended period of time, you're actually experiencing time differently than
Oh, I believe.
people
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Earth.
Okay, that's like a nerd definition, though. Not like a commoner definition.
Yeah, but
Us.
that one you can only go one way. Like you can't
True.
you
You can't go back.
backwards.
Yeah, that's true.
But you actually, I think time just moves slower when you're traveling at fast speeds. Like you're experiencing
That makes
less
sense.
time than people on Earth.
I believe it.
One of my favorite books, Project Hail Mary, or maybe it's the Hail Mary Project.
Is that the Tony Romo story, or?
No, it's by the guy that wrote The Martian.
Okay.
And actually, Belinda and I just finished listening to it while, like, on road trips and stuff. We were listening to it. We just finished it. She really liked it too.
Okay.
But yeah, he talks about it in that because he goes to. I shouldn't say. Never mind.
That's how it goes.
I was gonna start saying stuff that happens in
Oh,
the
okay.
book, but it's so good. I don't want to spoil
What's it called? The Hail Mary effect.
Hail Mary Project Hail Mary. I think it's Project Hail Mary.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
I'll have
it's
to-
super
I'll have to
good.
listen to that.
And I
How
think,
long is it? 12 hours.
To listen to it? I think it was. It took us a couple trips back and forth to Appleton.
Damn. So like 18 hours.
No, because the other thing is I listen at like 1.5 speed.
That's
So,
pretty speedy. I do
maybe
1.3, but
Maybe it was.
goddamn.
I think it was like 12 hours for us or something like that.
Okay. I think the best, well, in my opinion, with now we're talking about time travel, I think that it's my favorite trilogy is the Back to the Future.
Mm.
But the reason I like that too is because it doesn't change any of the movies, because you see it, like the first one, you're like, oh, okay.
Well,
The second one, you see Marty and Doc doing their own thing. Oh, you haven't seen
Yeah.
those?
I've seen the first one for sure. I think I've seen part of the second one. But he like meets his mom, so like
Yeah. his mom,
that
like,
kind of breaks the theory where like it would ruin the loop or whatever.
not necessarily.
Because like if I guess you could say his previous self time traveled, so it's just he's continuing this time travel loop. As long as he does it exactly the same way he's always done
I
it
know
in
what you're
every
saying.
other
Yeah.
version.
Well,
you know,
if you watch the movie, you'd maybe get it.
maybe.
But no, that's a interesting point though too, because that's one thing that people have talked about with Back to the Future is, does she not realize, like, because she was crushing on Marty when he was back in 1955, does she not remember or anything when her son is freaking Marty?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was crushing on this guy back in high school
right.
whose name was Calvin Klein. It wasn't Marty. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but
wouldn't you
maybe
be like,
maybe
oh,
it's like
a distant memory.
She ends up with Marty's dad because he kind of reminds her of Marty, but she doesn't make the connection. And
Yeah.
then like it's such a faint memory that like
I do
there
not
is
know,
this like subconscious connection between Marty and his dad to her.
You
know?
are my density. I love
Is that a
those
line
movies.
from the movie?
Yeah, so Marty's trying to, like, his dad's a nerd and like a dork.
Yeah.
And so that's where, and Marty's mom is like crushing hard for Marty.
Yeah.
So he's like, I gotta be like an asshole to her, and I gotta make you look like the hero. So then you
Right.
get the girl.
I
kind of
remember
thing.
that from the movie, yeah.
And so like that's the whole, say this to her. Girls love this stuff. You are my destiny. And he writes it on his hand, and then his hand's all sweaty, and he's like, "You are my density." And she's like, "What?" Like, and it's just stupid. But yeah, then whatever. It was. I love
That is a good one.
those. All three of those. I mean, the second one's probably the worst in my opinion, but
Really?
yeah,
I know people that say the second one is the best one.
I would disagree on that. But that's
So,
fine.
but you like the third one?
I think the first and third are. I would say the first one's the best. Third one is the second best. Second one's the third. I mean, there's only three, so it's like they all get podium. But
Yeah.
No, a favorite time travel type movie. Tenet was very interesting, but
You should watch Dark on Netflix.
is that the one that has subtitles in Japanese?
It's in German. You can watch it dubbed in English, but I preferred to watch it in German with subtitles.
Interessante.
I'm not going to say anymore, but
Okay.
you
It's
would-
a time
you would
travel
like it.
movie?
I cannot say.
If we're talking about time travel and you tell me to watch something, I'm sure that's a time travel reference. Okay, wink. Okay. So that's my 2 cents. What do you got now?
Speaking of TV shows, have you watched
Yep.
The Last of Us on HBO?
I have. Have you?
Yes. Have you watched all of them? Like, because while we're recording this, there's been 4 episodes. You watched them all.
Has it been 4 or 3?
The 4th one came out last Sunday night.
Hold on. I gotta verify because I
The
thought
3rd episode has Nick Offerman.
Oh, I thought that was the second one. Yeah. Yep. So I'm caught up. Yeah. So
That 3rd episode with Nick Offerman.
Yeah.
I don't wanna be
No
an
spoilers?
extremist here.
Oh.
But I think it was the greatest mid-season episode of TV I've ever seen. It was so good. Like it. I don't want to give any spoilers, but like that was seriously like 3 episodes into an entire show. It was amazing. Like there's only been a couple of shows where I've been all in the first few episodes. I would say Mr. Robot number 1,
Avi.
Severance number 2. I was all in on those first episode.
Okay.
It took 3 episodes, but I'm all in on Last of Us. It is so good.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, no spoilers or anything, but I would have to agree because there was what some people I would say controversy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just gonna say that, but it was less about that and more about the story, which they hit it right on the head. That's what I was
so
like.
Good.
Because it was, to me, I was like, this is different, whatever. But then I was like, it's not about that.
Right.
Whereas there was a period of, I'll say, cinema, television, wherever, where they pushed
Right.
the stuff that's uncomfortable because, but it wasn't part of the story. It was because it was hot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Hot at the
Where
time.
this was like
This is a
this
story.
was part of the story. Yeah.
So
100%.
that's where I was like,
And the other thing, so like The Last of Us is a video game. Like that was its first, like that's where the Last of Us story started. Like it wasn't a book before a video game. It was a video game first, you know? And like there's parts of the show where you can feel that, where things happen. They're like, oh, okay, this is like, you're learning things the way you would learn things in a video game, you know? And then that episode was basically not in the game at all. Did you know that?
Yeah. So, I mean, how did you play the game? Did you know
I played
story? Because I have
So there's two games. I played the first one, like
The First of Us.
yeah, The First of Us. I played like maybe 2 hours into it, and I never picked it back up because like I don't know, I didn't have a good reason, but I felt like I was late to the party because like you got the game for free when you buy a PlayStation 5. You
Sure.
get like a ton of like just classic PlayStation games
Sure.
for free. So like that was one that I had always wanted to play because I'd heard it like the story is really, really good. And I just felt like I was so far behind that like I was too far behind that it felt like I was playing it out of date or something, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I played a little. Same boat. I probably played like 3 hours of it. You know, I think I made it actually. You know, just beyond what would be the third episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just like, I think I was in college, and I just like, I never really play. I played video games on the weekends, but that was like COD when you're drinking beers and stuff. So, but
Mario Kart.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But so I spoke with a person who I think we should have on the podcast at some point, the Sheik. And he was telling me lots of interesting things. So I don't know how much you know about The Last of Us and all this stuff, other than
I don't really know what happens. I just know that people said it's like super sad.
Well, so the Sheik told me.
No spoilers, right?
No spoilers.
Okay.
This is background about the guy who made the game.
Oh, okay.
Naughty Dog, the studio and all that stuff.
Right.
So I'm gonna call it the one guy, the guy who created the story and everything for The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
So he was, the game was a hit, and he was approaching. He's like, I think this could be a great movie. So he was approaching studios, and the Sheik will definitely correct me on this because he said it in such a much better way. But since he's not here, I have to do it based on my memory.
Yeah.
But basically, he was going to studios saying, I have this great idea. It's a game, this is blah, 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 blah. And everyone's like, yeah, that's great, but no. That's great, no. And everyone said, no, 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 no.
Mm-hmm.
And then a buddy of his knew whoever directed Chernobyl on HBO.
Yeah.
Which I never saw, but I've heard very great things.
I saw it. It was pretty good.
So,
it wasn't like, it didn't blow me away like
but it was
Last
good.
of Us has, but I liked it, yeah.
So this guy who created The Last of Us, the story, his buddy's like, hey, I know this director who did Chernobyl, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, well, everyone said no to me, so I'm not going to explore this or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow, I think he
So
got...
this is after the game came out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then, I think months passed, and then finally, I don't know, the guy... I don't want to say he gave up, but he was like, okay, Chernobyl popped up on HBO or something. He's like, let's see what this is all about or something.
Mm-hmm.
So he watched it, really enjoyed Chernobyl, and then he remembered, he's like, oh my gosh, I have a connection to this guy.
Right.
Turns out, and this again, I'm paraphrasing, this is what I remember, the Sheik told me, this is the bullet point, where apparently the HBO executives said, because Chernobyl was so good,
Yeah.
they told the director of Chernobyl, whatever project you want to do next, it's a green light automatically.
That's awesome.
So he approaches this guy and says, hey, here's The Last of Us. It's a game, but here's what I think we could do. The guy's like, yeah, absolutely. And then the guy who wrote the game, I don't know their names. He says, you have to pitch it to the executives, though, because everything I've pitched has been shot down. And, of course, the director pitches it, and they're like, yeah, no problem.
That's awesome.
And so he's like, the first time, it gets greenlit, I don't even pitch it.
That's
That
hilarious.
that's what the Sheik told me. I don't know how true or how accurate my story was, but that's a really cool story
We'll
considering
take his word for it.
how freaking awesome it was. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it is.
I think like the third episode introduces new characters,
Mhm.
and it's so amazing how like within I don't know how long that episode
hour and
was,
15 minutes.
like you're so attached to these new characters. Like the way the story is told is so good.
Well, you have backstory, you have character development, you have all these key components to what makes an episode, let alone a show or
Character,
a movie,
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And it's like all these components in an hour and 15 minutes. That's like the big thing for me is
Yeah.
there are movies that are 2 hours long that you're just like, that was good, but it wasn't amazing.
Right.
And here it's like, I was kind of like, damn, that was like a movie.
Yeah,
You know,
that
like,
was
it
that was my
kinda like a-
reaction. One of the first things I said was like if this was a movie, like this single episode was its own movie, it'd be probably the best movie I've seen since Coda. Like maybe better. Like it's like over a year, probably the best movie I've seen.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And again, it was about the story and not about. I mean, it didn't feel forced. Everything felt in cadence
It
with
felt
like.
so real, like you're
Yeah.
really getting to know these people.
Yeah, it didn't feel like anything was pushed on you or anything. I just that's where I thought I was like slam dunk. Like, so anyway, if you haven't seen The Last of Us, Pedro Pascal, is that his name?
Yeah,
He's
awesome.
he's the main guy. His name's Joel.
He was on SNL this weekend. He was actually really funny. Like I've never seen him play. I've only ever seen him play like serious characters, but he was really funny on SNL.
Good. There's so many. It's really interesting for me, and I don't know what I don't know how Hollywood works or anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've been rewatching the Tim and Eric show. You ever watch that show?
Mm-mm.
Tim and Eric Awesome Show.
I'm familiar with it, but I never watched it. I
So-
think you might have told me about it. On
I
the
think
podcast.
that was around. But I want to say I don't want to say 2004. I think it was like 2006 or 7 or 8 or something. I don't know.
Actually, we might have watched it when we lived together. You might have showed it to me.
I'm not sure. It was, or that was Children's Hospital. One of my
Yeah,
favorite
that's
shows.
what it was. That's
I
what it
love
was.
that show. But the Tim and Eric Awesome Show. So what's amazing to me is I'm watching that again. All the people, all the actors who are really, 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 I would say really big. Like, not enormous. You know, they're not in every single movie, but like the guy who plays
They're not large and in charge.
you know, Saul from Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Like, he was on the Tim and Eric Awesome Show. This is Cartoon Network's, you know, Adult Swim.
Mm-hmm.
And these episodes are freaking like 15 minutes, 20 minutes long. It's like, but they had such minor roles. I don't know if you, there's so many actors, I guess, that are now much, much bigger than they were then. It's almost like, were they just doing this as like to just get some kind of exposure or work?
Yeah.
Like, truthfully, because I was like, why is he on here? He's on here. He's got a 3-minute bit. John C. Reilly, Dr. Steve Brule.
It's probably just like they have connections to the like Tim and Eric or whatever.
And yeah, that's the crazy thing. Like Tim and Eric, you know, their net worth is like, I think $5 million a piece. I thought they'd be writing or something. I think maybe one's a writer and the other one's like in a band now or something. I don't know. It's anyway, it's just really crazy. But yeah, I don't know. What
Have
else
you
got?
watched Severance yet?
No, I don't have Apple. Actually, yeah. Actually, that's a really sad. It's kind of a sad story. I don't want, maybe I will tell it.
It's up to you.
Well, so I have MediaCom.
Is that like for your internet?
Yeah, for internet. And
Okay.
so right now I'm trying to establish if it's my modem, router, or MediaCom. MediaCom's throwing a fit. I don't know. So this is where conspiracy kind of bleeds into my thoughts, because I did not rent a
Router?
modem from them.
Yeah.
I bought one because I said, the hell with you. I'm not going to pay $15 a month. I'll just
Yeah.
buy it once for $140 and,
Yeah.
and drive on, you know? So anyway, my internet has been dropping lately. Completely dead. And I have a Google Nest router,
Mm-hmm.
that is connected to my Google Home. So it like says, hey, you're connected, but there's no internet. And I'm like, okay. So I reach out to Mediacom, and they're like, oh, like the connection is live, so it's good there, but we can't see what's going on with your modem. And I'm like, well, why not? They're like, well, because you're not renting it from us, so we can't see it. We can't, all we can see is the connection is live, but we can't see what's going on with your modem. And I was like, I've reset my modem. I've unplugged it. I've done all the stupid shit that you told me to.
Yeah.
And I said, I've done that to my router as well. I've reset and like hard reset my router. And then it worked for like 3 days, and then it dropped again. And so I'm just like, I actually went out and bought a new modem as well to see if it was a bad modem. Nope.
Same thing.
Same thing. So I was like, hell. So returned that.
So,
So now I'm like, do I have a bad router? That's the next question. But I'm having Mediacom come out on Monday, and I'm going to have them look at because I moved access points too. Because
you have multiple jacks?
I have 2 jacks, or I have 3 jacks, and I used, one was in my room, and that's when it died the first time, and then I moved to the other one with the original modem, and it worked for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And then now it's dead again. So I'm like, KY jelly.
I have no idea.
So
have you tried like multiple devices, like they're all dead, like it just completely cuts out?
So I don't do TV, so it's like I hook up to my Wi-Fi network with my phone and my
Laptop, computer.
well, laptop, yes, but also it's Chromecast.
Mm-hmm.
So then I stream directly off my phone to my Chromecast. And so like that's all down. So everything's like says you're connected, but there's no internet. And so to me, that's pointing to my internet. Like that's my Mediacom.
Yeah, I would think so.
Not my router or modem.
I've had issues with Xfinity before, where I had to call them and tell them to restart the connection from their end. Like, I don't know what they do, but like have them. That was a good one. Have them actually restart turn off your connection and turn it back on, and that fixes it. But I don't know. I'm not even sure really what they're doing.
So do you own your modem? Because they're saying
at
they
that
can't
point
reset.
I did, yeah.
They're saying they can't reset my modem because they don't own it or whatever. I'm not.
Well, yeah, it's not resetting your modem. It's like resetting the connection.
Gotcha.
From their end.
So this is actually funny too, because the lady I talked to today, she's a little testy. Because I said I've done all the crap well.
People are addicted to their internet, and she has to deal with them all day, every day.
I'll circle back to the sad story, but like she was kind of testy with me. But I was like, listen, I've reset and done all this crap that you've asked me to. It's not working. Send out a tech on Monday between 8 and noon, because that's the time frame she gave me.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, okay, whatever, blah blah blah, being polite. And I said, yep. Have there been any like maintenance or anything in the area for Mediacom? Oh, the last maintenance thing was the 31st of January. I mean, it is right now the 8th. I'm just like, that's about the time everything got fucked. And so I'm like, that timeline lines up directly with when I've started having problems. And she's like, oh, well, we'll send a tech out, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, I think she knows exactly what the hell's wrong, and she's just doing her job. I don't know. So circling back to the sad thing.
Yeah.
The first night I didn't have internet. I was trying to troubleshoot it all on my own.
Yeah.
I hit that CBD a little bit. And I was working with trying to get my modem up. So Mediacom says, I don't know what to do. Call the people who make your modem, Netgear.
Yeah.
So I call Netgear. And this dude, Abdi, is on the other line. And he's like, well, just so you know, like the service for Netgear, you have to subscribe to our service plan before we can actually help you.
What?
And all this stupid shit. And so I shit you not. And this is where I think it's funny, but it's more so sad in my opinion. I spent 50 minutes on the phone with Abdi negotiating price and like saying like, hey dude, this doesn't make sense. So he was like
that's crazy.
$129.99 for 6 months of service, and they'll replace the modem if it's damaged, and he'll be able to see everything as soon as I agree to. I give him my credit card, and he's like, "You won't be charged if we can't help you," which to me is indicative like you're holding this up because like if you fix it,
they know what the problem is.
They know what the problem is, and it's like now they're just getting money from me. So
yeah.
I was like, "Hey Abdi, listen," I said, I'll let you charge my card $40 right now if you can fix this right now. I said, I don't want your stupid service plan.
Yeah.
He's like, let me talk to my manager. A 30-second hold. Comes back. I just talked to my manager. We can give you a one-time offer of $59.99. I said, Abdi, I told you, $40. I said, this is what and like, it's funny because I was like, super like patient. I was like the CBD. I was just like I was super patient and just like I got no internet. I got nowhere to be. I got nothing to do. So
just
I was
chatting with Abdi.
I was just talking with Abdi. I was really a convert, and he was getting pissed. You could tell he's reading off a damn card.
Yeah.
And he's like, he kept doing the same line. Let me talk to my manager. All right, we're able to do this one time. And then finally, after 40 minutes, he's like, what's a good phone number in case we get disconnected? Of course, I give him my damn number because I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Then he puts me on like a 6-minute hold, and then I'm like,
He's
okay,
like, I'm getting him back.
Well, and I'm kind of like, all right, you know what? Maybe it's just time for bed, right?
Yeah.
So I hang up. Oh, Abdi calls me back. He calls me back, and I'm like, God damn. And he's like, oh, we got disconnected. I'm like, Abdi, $40 is yours if you can fix this right now. And then I said, if you're not gonna do it, then I gotta get off. I got things. I got places to be, things to do.
Going nighty night.
He could hear the lies in my voice, and he was like, nope, like or whatever. I don't know what it was. So anyway, got off the horn with him. But 50 minutes of my life, I was negotiating with Abdi, who did what he could.
He did what he
So
could.
that's where I think it's funny to me. It's funny, also really sad that that's what I do in my free time and try to troubleshoot Netgear and my internet.
That a subscription service for hardware is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, I mean, I get it, but like, it's so dumb. They should offer troubleshooting, customer support. You already paid for the modem. I don't know. It's dumb.
Well, he's like, oh, it's beyond the limited warranty or whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I get that, but I'm like, can you just tell me what you see on your end? 'Cause I gave him the code and everything. I'm like, can you just see what you can see on your end or whatever? And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, it's like he has a solution right in front of him. He's like, yeah, but I need your credit card first before I can help you. And I'm like, listen, $40, it's yours. I actually went down. One of my offers was $20 if you just tell me what you see. I was like, you don't even have to give me a solution. Just tell me what you see, man. And
I'll Google it.
God damn. So, but yeah, that was it was entertainment though. So I guess that's the non-sad side of it, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what to do. So I'm gonna have Mediacom come out and just look at my shit and just be like,
They'll tell you have to call Netgear.
no. I'm gonna be like, you bring up your own damn modem, hook it up, see if it works. If it works, then I'll get a new modem.
So is it intermittent, like it goes in and out, or it's just out?
It's like it works for like 3 days and then it's out. So right now, since around that timeline of December or January 31st,
Mm-hmm.
it was,
So they
it
were
all of a sudden died.
Yeah.
So like it just says you're connected but no internet, and then, I went 2 days, and then I bought a new modem,
Mm-hmm.
hooked that up, didn't work. Then I moved to the different access point or whatever with the old modem,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked. And so I canceled my service call, and now it worked for about 3 or 4 days, and now it's dead again. So that's where I'm like, it's got to be not my shit unless it's my router, which it's a Google router. And I've had it for like a little over a year. I don't think it's that,
Yeah,
but it could
I
be.
would guess probably not.
What do I know?
So they weren't out, like when you said January 31st, they weren't working on your place, right?
Not
They
my
were-
place, but like in the air, like the building.
Right.
Apparently they did
So,
some
like-
lines or something.
There's got to be, like, probably most of the people in your building have MediaCom.
Yeah, if not
That's
all
usually
of them.
how it works.
Well-
And so you can't be the only one that's having problems.
So I've reached out to our property manager and just said, hey, has anyone else said anything? Because I said I've been having internet connectivity issues.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I haven't heard anything. But I think last night or 2 nights ago when I had issues,
Mm-hmm.
I think I was taking out the trash or something, and I heard a neighbor walk into the hallway, and all I heard them say, and I don't know if it was related to internet, but all I heard them say is, when you lose it, everyone loses their mind. Ha, ha, ha. And I was like, that's got to be internet
Yeah.
point. Like, that's
Yeah.
an internet pointed question
Yeah.
because whatever.
Sounds like it.
That's so I was just like, and I live it with a lot of old timers, so I'm like,
Yeah.
that's if the shoe fits, I mean, wear it, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, so I'm just working through that.
That's rough.
Yeah, first world
So
problems.
I'll forgive you for not watching Severance.
Like I said, they don't have an app I can download on my Android phone.
That's so dumb.
You talk to your phone, your people.
I'll talk to my phone.
Talk to Apple support. Pull them up right now and be like, so what the hell?
Hey Siri, why isn't there an app?
The weather is 60 degrees in Louisville this weekend.
I thought for sure my watch was going to start talking to me.
Yeah. So what else you got? Anything else, or are you?
Sam did go back and listen to the last episode, and he told me that
He stands with the Sasquatch Bigfoot.
no,
Oh.
I don't remember exactly what he said. He said he really sucked about talking into the microphone. I was like, yeah, it got better.
Was that because
But,
he was going back and forth with
Yeah,
the microphone?
because he was like
Hey,
holding the microphone still, but turning his head to talk to us.
Yeah. So all right.
But we learned.
Oh, you got someone on your telly.
I was gonna go look and see what he said because I feel like he said something else. My dad texted me and said that he paused the podcast because he wanted to play along with our George Santos game.
Oh.
Let's see. That was really the only feedback I got. I think those two are the only ones
Did he win?
still listen.
Did your
to us.
dad win?
He didn't say. He just told me he paused it and went back. He said, definitely should have done a sound check because I'm terrible at talking into the mic. That was what Sam said. Also, I had told him, and he must have heard hype from other people, not including me. Just watched, this is what he texted me. Just watched Last of Us Episode 3. F me, it lived up to the hype. Could have been a movie. And before you ask, yes, I cried.
Damn. Because that was not the game at all.
No.
The
No,
game.
like,
I mean, it's not spoiling if
technically the characters were in the game, but like
but like not the same.
they're yeah.
I mean, it's not spoilers if we tell them about the game, right? And I can only speak to what I remember. If that's
I like to look up after I watched the episodes to see how it was different than the game, just out of curiosity. But I purposely avoid spoilers. What happens in the game?
okay, so I won't say what happened in the game then,
I
even
agree.
though it's beyond the episode.
Correct.
Okay, sounds good.
I think that's the right call.
Wow. Okay.
No fact checks
Oh.
last week either.
Here's a fun thing. So here's a question for you because I want to know your thoughts. So when a brewery says no kids, what does that mean?
Probably means no one under 21 admitted.
Period.
That's how I would understand it.
So even
I feel like they should say that specifically instead of just no kids. But
I mean, okay. So here's where this is my thing.
mm-hmm.
When I think of no kids, I think any kids that can walk on their own accord. If it's an infant or a baby where it's like it can't even walk or can't even crawl,
Right.
to me, I think that's excluded.
They're not grabbing a beer and chugging it down.
Or running around screaming like,
They
whatever.
might be screaming.
Well, regardless, they're not running around. So, anyway, so I met Jake and Cassie. Oh, crap. You might have to bleep it out.
What? You can say their first names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I should just say their last
You said
names now.
it's
So you have to blur
it's been
people
a
out.
while since you said Jake's last name. You used to do it like 4 times an episode.
I should bring that back. but
No,
maybe,
no, you shouldn't.
No. Okay, I won't.
It-
Maybe I'll
it-
do it if the stickers are really good.
Yeah, I'll give you permission if you sell 50 stickers.
Ooh.
You can use Jake's last name. So I have to.
What
comb-
if
I
I
have
what
to
if I
comb
buy
through
them
the
all?
episode.
If I buy them all, does that count?
How are we splitting the profits here? Are we splitting the profits? Because you're going through this all on your own. I'm not
So,
involved in this process.
I
at
would
all.
say I want to recover the cost out of pocket for me, and then cover any expenses that you're paying for the podcast, and then any profits then are 50-50 after that.
Okay.
Deal. Air shake.
Should we shake on it? Official. It's on video.
Perfect.
So I get 100% of the profits. Got it.
Well, okay, so it was Jake Cassie and their child,
Whose name is?
unnamed. I'm gonna protect.
I actually don't remember her name either.
Wow, I
But
do know her name.
But you just.
I know her name. I'm not gonna say it though.
Oh, I
Protecting her identity.
What's it start with?
An H. Haggith. You're right.
Yes. What is that? What's that
Haggitha.
Scottish food that's like really gross? It's like meatloaf, but haggis. Haggis. Pretty sure it's haggis.
I feel like that's like an old. I feel like that's the name of a caretaker at an old church
I'm pretty sure
in
that's what it's called.
Scotland. But okay. Anyway.
I've had it before.
So Jake Cassie, Haggith, and I, we're gonna meet at this brewery, and we walk in, and then Jake and Cassie beat me there,
Mm-hmm.
and like this guy, I walk in, and this guy's approaching them, talking to them, and Cassie has this like, "Are you serious?" face, and then Jake's got his face of like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And then
That's a classic Jake face.
well, so then I get to them and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they're just like, "They don't allow like kids at all." And I was like, "Okay, but I said Haggith is like." I was like, "That isn't. It can't even walk. She can't even walk." I was like, "What do you mean no kids?" And then Jake's like, "Well, they're losing the fucking business." And I'm like, "Makes sense." But I was like, I was seriously like, it makes sense to me if they're running around and causing a ruckus.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. That's different.
Mm-hmm.
This is an immobile child in a freaking cradle thing or whatever.
Right.
It's like, what the hell? So we went a block away to this other brewery restaurant place and whatever. I was just shocked. I was just like,
Do you want to call him out? Do you want to say who it was?
I know, because I think that would give them even bad publicity is publicity, and I don't want to do that to them. So
Can you tell me? Because I'm curious.
yeah,
I actually knew that. I knew. Fun fact: I was there this last weekend, and
it's a pretty cool place, and that's why I chose it. But
I was
then-
gonna meet friends there that have kids, and then we couldn't go because they don't allow kids.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that's who it was,
yeah. So
because I can't imagine that that's a common thing.
So the only thing that we decided on is they're right like a block away is this other place called like Novels or something, or Norvels. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, Nouvelle.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I also went there this weekend.
So yeah, so that's like a block away,
Very good.
and we went there. Good place. Yep. And we said the only way this makes logical sense for the other place is if they own both of them,
Mm-hmm.
because it pushes people. Oh, you're excluding us. We're gonna go down the street.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only logical thing that I can get behind,
Mm-hmm.
and I hope it's not real because I'm boycotting the first place.
Nice. I actually, I like both of their beers, but this is the first time I've been to Nouvelle, and it's owned by the super fancy restaurant across the street called, can't remember the name, but they do like 40 course meals where they bring out all these little
Oh,
things.
cool.
And it's like $250. You have to sign up like 6 months in advance.
Bougie. God
Yeah,
damn.
it's super fancy. But they own Nouvelle. It used to be a pizza place called Pig Ate My Pizza. And now after they rebranded it to Nouvelle Brewing or whatever, I think it was like during COVID. Now they brought back Pig Ate My Pizza, so you can get the pizza while you're there.
Damn, smart.
Yeah.
I hope it's not the other place that doesn't own it. It's not affiliated.
No, it's unaffiliated.
Good.
Yep. It's a good
Hey.
spot.
Hey, if you want to, I mean, it's cool if that's like what the clientele you're going for or whatever, if that's
Yeah.
important to you. But, again, for me, it's like I would make the distinction like, okay, if they're immobile, they are excluded. If they're mobile, different story.
When were you there? It would have been really funny if we ran into you.
It was, wait a minute.
We went on Saturday afternoon.
It was Sunday.
That's so funny.
But I saw Alyssa Jabberwocky there.
Really?
Yeah, and I gave her.
Were they doing trivia? Because
Yeah, there was trivia.
Okay, yeah, yeah, 'cause
or whatever.
yeah, she goes to trivia on Sundays, and I thought it was there. Yeah.
Because I noticed her, and then because we were looking for a table, it was booked or packed, and
Mhm.
and then I walked by. I was like, hey, and then she made eye contact, and then I just did like a whole, hey, like cool, like like the two fingers that you're holding, like a beer. You're like, hey, I did that, and
Yeah.
she did like the same, hey, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Um,
So
but
she
yeah.
she
Also, Jabberwocky's pretty cool.
yeah. She hosts trivia on Tuesday nights
Oh.
at another brewery in the Twin Cities. So we went last night, and this is like really bringing it all together. My friend Scott, who was the one we were going to go to the No Kids Allowed one with,
Yeah.
he came, but
Cool.
he left his kids at home and his wife was at home. She called him like 15 minutes into trivia and said, one of the kids just projectile vomited on me. Can you come home? So he
And
didn't
he's
last,
like,
he didn't
I'll be
last
there
very
in an
long.
hour.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he left right away.
Damn. Dad of
But
the
it was so funny because he was telling us all day, or like he texted me during that day. I think I texted him. I was like, "Hey, can you still come tonight? Whatever." And he was like, "Yeah." It's been a hell of a day though. So he got there and he told us like he got up to go to the gym. His garage door broke. They were getting washer and dryer delivered, but the garage door was broken. So they called around, got somebody that could come out. They were both there at the same time, the delivery guys for the washer dryer and the garage door guy. So, and he was like working this whole time because his wife is taking care of the kids, and like,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it was a whole mess. Then he fell on the ice, and then like, yeah, it was so funny. And then his wife calls. It's like, yeah, I just got projectile vomited on. Can you come home? And he's like, yep. Great finish to the day.
Do you think, like, I don't want to say bad luck because I don't know if I like luck. I don't know if I believe in luck. But do you think, like, it's a compounding effect when, like, if, like, two inconvenient or bad things happen within a certain amount of time that more just, like, it attracts it? Does that make sense?
Mm.
You know, it's like I fell on the ice and then the garage door stopped working and then the internet went down, my phone cracked. Like, is it like a compounding effect or is it just like literally life just like punching you in the dick while you're on the ground holding
No,
yourself?
I think it's just like everyone's got good and bad days. Like your average day, hopefully it's good, right? But you're going to have really good days and you're going to have really bad days. Yesterday, Scott had a really bad day.
Yeah. Well, do you think good days are just the little bad things they don't matter because like you just bounce off they bounce off you kind of like you're like
Mhm.
inconvenient or whatever, but whatever.
Well, there's
But,
like
like,
a whole
these-
psychological thing that like it's used like in gambling a lot. It's talked about where like you can win a lot of money and it's gonna feel good, but it's gonna feel way worse when you lose the same amount of money. Like
Yeah.
it's you remember the painful things and the hurt more than you remember the good things.
Yeah, but yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah. There you go. I think I learned about that on Hidden Brain. It's one of my favorite podcasts. I don't listen to it enough. Yeah, it's called Hidden Brain. Hidden Brain and Radio Lab. Those are like my two favorite learnings podcasts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. What else you got? Anything else?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, we should talk about our beers. We didn't do that at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
I got a Lakes and Legends Raspberry Honey Ale. I'm not sure. So we went to the brewery this weekend because Belinda had a bunch of friends in town. So I'm not sure who bought this and left it here. Lakes and Legends, a Minneapolis brewery, but this is really good. Raspberry Honey Ale.
Nice. I'm drinking a Monkey Bar Imperial Pastry Stout.
Nice.
With banana, chocolate, peanut butter, and marshmallow. It has lactose in it. Cartographer collection, whatever that means. Yeah, it was good. I mean, there all these lactose and like peanut buttery ones are. I mean, they're kind of like the new standard for stouts almost, like because they want to be different and full of flavor. So
yeah. So Alyssa's friend Sarah is married to a guy named Michael. He said he doesn't really like beer, but he'll drink beers that have pastry in the name. So he bought that one.
Well, he didn't drink this one.
He did. I think because everybody came on Friday night, and I think he had one, and I think his wife Sarah had one, and I had one on Sunday after they left. Maybe no, I don't remember when it was.
No, it was
Sunday
when they
or
were
Monday.
still here because you needed to tolerate them.
No, we had Kona's. Kona's probably my favorite beer.
Isn't that your favorite movie on Netflix?
That's Coda.
Oh, gotcha.
And it's on Apple TV. What do you know about Apple TV? Nothing.
I wish I knew more about it, but they don't allow me to download Apple shit on my Android.
That is really dumb.
Don't shoot the messenger.
I'm not mad at you about it.
Right?
I just think it's stupid. I think it's almost as dumb as not offering customer service unless you pay for a subscription.
Hey, you should start a blog about how stupid these things are.
I'm not going to do that.
You should actually call Tim Cook right now.
I do have his phone number. Every Apple device
Shoot him a
comes
text.
with his cell phone number on it.
Dude, that'd be actually pretty sick. I would consider buying an iPhone if I had Tim Cook. Like, hey Tim, your shit sucks.
Obviously that would never work. Like, you're gonna get Granny calling him when she can't figure out.
I don't know
what her son Tim's number
is. It could be. What is that? What do they call it? Is it Chat GDP?
GPT.
GPT.
I don't know what GPT stands for, but
whatever. But that's like AI chat bots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so. I mean, if that is what I'm dealing with a MediaCom or like a Home Depot, like help service, like chatbot, it's shit. So, Google invested $300 million in that. I hope you fix it because that's not good.
ChatGPT is like
legit? Actually
insane. Like, it can write code for you. You can tell it like, I want a program in this language that does this, and it'll write it for you.
Okay, so it's super sick then.
Yeah, it's great.
So that means
it's gonna destroy so many people's jobs.
So like Capital One and MediaCom and all these people who have these digital things where I'm like, I need to figure out why my internet's not working, and they just say, it sounds like you have a problem with your router. No, or you know what I mean? Or that's actually really good. It's more like, what do you think the weather is like tomorrow? It's like, what do I think? I don't know anything. I'm not a weather systems nerd.
Yeah.
So anyway, like hopefully like these like Capital One, like these credit card companies invest in this Chat GDP or whatever it's called.
Yeah. No, I think did Microsoft buy it or did Google buy it? I think
Google invested $300 million. I don't know if
I think Microsoft bought it, bought the whole thing.
Do it.
Yeah. Good for them.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't ruin it. Or hopefully they do if it's going to take everyone's jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else.
Neither do I.
Nothing really bothers me.
Never
Okay.
does.
Are you going to Theo Katzman?
No, I think we're gonna have my bachelor party that weekend. Fortunately for you.
Wait. Is that in May?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But I was talking to Belinda about maybe going to Nashville or something to see him.
For your bachelor party?
No, just like
On a whim.
her and I. Because I think
She and I.
think he's playing in Nashville on my birthday, which would be sweet. But we looked at a few other places like Austin, whatever. All the plane tickets were really expensive, so didn't bite the bullet. We gotta figure out our honeymoon first before we do that, I think.
Damn. Yeah, where are you guys going? Don't tell me.
Not gonna. Top secret.
Do we get to see this Airbnb or VBRO that we're seeing for your bachelor party? Because I already paid Sam, but
Wait, really?
I mean,
Maybe I don't know about it. He did send me one that he was looking at. Maybe I got removed from the
no,
conversation.
there was. It was like, was it Brian or someone? I don't know who it was. I was like, because I think we all got a text like $130 for the Airbnb.
Yeah, I don't think he
And
said
then-
that to me. I don't
and
think
then
I was included on that
Someone
message.
someone responded like, "Can we see the place before we pay you?" And then
Was it Dallas? It sounds like a Dallas thing. to
no,
say.
I think it was. I want to say, I don't know. Was Brian going to your bed? I don't know.
No, we're just doing the wedding party and the two ushers.
Yeah, maybe it was Dallas. But anyway. Yeah.
Apparently, I've not been involved in this conversation. Sam did send me one
The
that they were
text or
thinking
like
about.
Oh.
Let's see. I don't know.
Well, very good. Well, I got nothing else unless you want to, bring up like do you think Atlantis exists?
Probably not.
Okay. Well,
Unless it's like under polar ice
under
cap
a
or
rock.
something.
Oh. I got nothing else. Yeah. So
That was a disgusting noise.
what? That?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Beep.
Couch Beers Pod on Twitter and Instagram. CouchBeersPodcast@gmail.com. Bye. Hey,
Look for those
nobody
stickers.
stuck up for Twitter, so I think I'm gonna stop posting on there out of pure laziness.
Elon Musk actually tweet.
Wait,
directly,
did you just? You said the name.
tweet at Elon Musk and just be like, "Hey, at Elon,
Twitter's done.
convince me to keep this account open."
I gotta say, I was skeptical about all the people that were like, Elon's gonna ruin Twitter. He kind of did. Like, it's just kind of
Oh, is
broken now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't use Twitter, so I guess I don't know.
Like, it wasn't on purpose. It was just the fact that he fired
Yeah.
or like half the company quit. Like,
Yeah.
it's falling apart.
Maybe he'll turn it around.
Okay, that's all.
All right.
Goodbye.
Have a good one, y'all.
Later.